Lovely. Ahoy there, mateys. Aboard our ship on this merry way to episode 58 of the Power Pod. Oh, jeez. Woo! That was a struggle.
That was a struggle. It's hard.
I crashed and burned in the space of 5 seconds.
Iceberg ahead. That's what it was.
Oh, Jesus.
You think there's an iceberg ahead tonight, man.
Man, it's freezing.
It's quite cold. I love it. I love it, though. You know, I was there last night. I was shivering in me timbers. I was there, like, wrapped up like a bun in my bed. I wore my thick socks to bed. I had my little cap on, you know. It was amazing, you know. I wore a jumper.
Are you a cold? You're a cold person, I assume. Then.
I love cold. I love the cold. I prefer.
No, but as in, like, do you, like, would you be fucking sweating during summer and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. I would be sweating balls. I'm terrible for that, you know. I get like all through last summer, or the summer just gone. I'd wake up every morning with this like film, like this slime.
That is so gross.
This slime on my forehead, like, you know. I only used to get that when I had like the flu or whatever. I think I'm just getting sweatier as I get older. But it's grand to be, you know, in the tundra back.
No, yeah, it suits me better.
The winter kind of vibe.
It suits me way better. Pure, just sleeping like a baby now.
Yeah, that's the way you want. You know, leave the window open. I still leave the window cracked.
Oh yeah, always. Windows always open.
Because then you like,
especially when you're cold.
Yeah, because you wake up and like you always wake up warm, you know, because you're always, I don't know why, but you always wake up warm, you know, and then you crack the window a little more. You throw open the covers. You let the cool breeze drift between your ass cheeks. It's the most amazing feeling in the world.
Oh man, I did not know where you're going with that.
It's the best feeling. The day has blessed you.
I can just really that's a very vivid image in my mind.
Yeah.
Like I can just see it. I can just see. It's a 4D experience.
It is. It's a real ride.
So what you been up to this week?
I didn't do much, man. I was working at the weekend, you know. Or actually, I wasn't working at the weekend, but I was working. I've been working a bit, you know. So on night shifts these days, so it's quite difficult.
Yeah, that sounds poxy.
It's a load of shite. I woke up today, and I was in last night. I woke up today, and I felt like I'd had 10 pints last night. Even though I just woke up, and I felt so hungover. You know, when you wake up and you really don't want to get up. Like you feel like you can't get up. That's what I felt like. But it was like 3 o'clock in the day, and I was like, this is just sad. You know, I was walking around, I forgot where my phone is and stuff like that. I was like, where is it? Like, I was just confused. Confused.
Are you working tonight?
Yeah, I'm working tonight.
Oh shit,
like
right.
2 hours. It'll be alright, don't worry about it. You know? What are they gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna look for the zone, is what we're gonna do.
The zone.
We're gonna voyage into the tundra. Well, not really the tundra, but Russia.
Russia.
I think it's Russia anyway in this. I assume it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tarkovsky, back again.
Stalker, yeah.
One of the greats, regarded as one of the greats.
Absolutely, yeah. He's like huge. One of those names that everyone knows, but like no one's watched his films.
No.
Because they're extremely boring.
Because they're mad slow.
Yeah.
And they're like pretty pretentious, but they're
Stalker wasn't as pretentious as I thought it would be.
No, nowhere near.
It's just really slow.
It's also nowhere near as like confusing as I was told it was. Or that like, yeah, you always hear about Stalkers like, oh man, like with some of the top reviews on Letterboxd are like it takes multiple viewings to get a grasp on this film. Don't really think so. Like it's
pretty straightforward.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna watch it again, but I feel like you don't. It's not like Settling Tales. I think I have to watch that again to get to understand that. Stalker, I feel like I get it.
Like with Settling Tales, you kind of need the context of the whole film to understand what is going on scene by scene.
Yeah, you need to know what's going to happen after the scene you're watching to like understand what's actually happening at the moment. You know, Stalker's like I feel like I get it. You know, I feel like it's not hard to get though.
No, I don't think so. Definitely like, cause I watched this on Sunday night. So I was like bored, didn't know what to do. I was like, you know what? I have a few hours before bed. I'm gonna watch a long movie. And then I was like, I don't know what long movie I want to watch. Let's go slow. Let's go Stalker, I guess.
Stalker.
This film's 2 hours and 40 minutes. Like it's the same length as Jesse James.
Yeah, it's long film, like 2 hours 40. That's intense, you know. But like half of that is just shots. where it's just like
Mad.
like when they're going through the sewer. That's a 10-minute scene, but he's just walking from one end of the sewer to the other,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like close-ups on his face, and it's intercut with the people looking at him walking up, and then intercut with like the end of the tunnel, like. But it takes 10 minutes to do that.
Yep.
You know, it's like, what's that about? And then when it's drifting back at the end, very famous, the famous shot of them in the room or outside the room.
Yeah.
It's drifting back for like 6 or 7 minutes.
Because it drifts in and then drifts all the way back.
Mm.
That's a serious thing about Tarkovsky, having like watched more of his films now, especially Stalker. Like the way that he moves the camera, like no one else does it like him. Like honestly, I've never seen the camera move like it does in a Tarkovsky film.
Mm.
It's and I didn't even like. I kind of noticed it when I watched The Sacrifice, but Jesus, Stalker's just on a different level. But it's really him like flexing. It's kind of it is pretentious in that way. But
yeah. He's a pretentious guy though.
Jesus,
very serious. Ever see his interviews?
Way too serious. Yeah, just the look of him, like.
Yeah, the look of him is like, if you saw that guy in the street, you'd be like I don't know, like, would he be good crack over a pint?
No,
absolutely not. Like, he'd be there like talking about life and stuff.
I mean, there's definitely a reason why they call it, like, why he's compared to like Stanley Kubrick. You know?
Yeah,
two fellas, you just don't want to drink a pint with them.
I say he's a lot sounder, but also like, I don't know, more grave. You know?
I feel like he'd just be like sitting in the corner with a cigarette, just talking at you.
Yeah, but you'd be inside like, man, you can't smoke in here. And he's like, life is meaningless or whatever. It's like, you don't believe in God or whatever. I remember I saw a clip of I think it's a pretty famous clip on YouTube of him talking about how the youth of today like need to learn to be alone and stuff like that. And
yes, I've seen that as well. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
or like a video about that thought.
Yeah, and it's him just sitting in a tree. I don't know, like, why was he directed to climb up that tree? Did he climb up that tree by himself? But he's sitting in a tree and he's talking. The youth of today, they're too busy. They need to learn to be alone with themselves. And he's talking in like the 70s, you know.
Yeah.
So he's like, what would you think about today? And
bro would have been cancelled is what would happen to him.
Absolutely, yeah. There's definitely a strange guy, but he's big into God, loves God.
Yeah,
or a big Christian,
big into big Jesus.
Yeah, I think he was excommunicated from the USSR, or he made most of his films outside of Russia anyway.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
I think Sweden was his kind of his base, but I don't think it wasn't like he was chased out, but I think he just kind of left because obviously state atheism back in the day, and it wasn't really compatible with his kind of vision for the world. Like in Stalker's based on a book, The Roadside Picnic, by the Strugatsky brothers, which sounds like something Tony Soprano would say, something he'd be eating at the dinner table, you know, the Strugatsky, you know. But they wrote it, Roadside Picnic, and it's about how it's about aliens. The Stalker's about aliens as well. But the book is
kind
about
of.
yeah, that's the thing. It's not really about aliens because the book is about it's a sci-fi book. It's about aliens. It's about how aliens see Earth, or aliens landed on Earth, and there's this zone where all these weird things are happening, and humans attach this huge importance to everything that happens in the zone. They're like, "Wow, this is so mystical. This is like what are they doing here? What are they trying to tell us?" But to the aliens, it's just a roadside picnic. It's just they stopped on their way to somewhere else, and they just like, I don't know, threw like a fucking, it's like loads of rubbish from like their pit stop onto somewhere else. Kind of like an absurdist kind of take on it. Very like not serious.
That's a very cool take to have, though. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
It is complete like the meaningless of humans in the universe.
Yeah, very much considering humans as completely insignificant, and like sort of playing off that in like a kind of a humorous or satirical kind of manner. Whereas Stalkers is the same, but the bones of the plot are the exact same. Where it's like there's a strange zone somewhere in Russia, the small country in the east or whatever, and there's this zone where all these weird things happen, and the humans outside the zone attach this huge importance. There's like a mystical quality to it.
Yeah.
And they have the Stalkers. The Stalkers are people who go in and like...
But it's illegal to go into.
Yeah.
The scene is like, it's just like a quarantine zone. Like no one's allowed in.
Yeah.
Or like no one's allowed out.
It's like a nuclear blast radius or something like that. You know, it's like, it's a forbidden zone. And the main guy is Stalker. He's a stalker he goes into the zone and like, it's like a...
Brings people to the room.
Yeah. He does whatever, you know, but basically there's a huge importance attached to it. But it's not about aliens. Like the aliens aren't mentioned really. Like
No,
they talk about how they don't know what it is or where it came from or like why it's there.
they're like, was it really a meteorite? Did something come out of the meteorite? They have questions like that about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the aliens is not important at all. That is not what the film wants to talk about.
Yeah, the film's about God,
Yeah.
basically, about faith, about Christianity, which is completely different to aliens, but also kind of similar, you know. Like God, clearly an alien. Like
Clearly.
if God's real, he's definitely fits the description of an alien,
Yeah.
an alien intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And maybe aliens, modern conceptions of aliens are just like a modern secular envision or idea of God or something like that, you know. Maybe, I don't know, but
I think that is interesting because like, the amount of people that are like, I mean, I don't believe in God, but like aliens, man, fourth dimensional beings, that shit is real.
yeah, the fourth dimension, like that's
we
God.
are those people, to be fair.
We are, yeah. It's like a secular kind of faith.
Yeah.
It's something that, like, it's like faith being something that you've no proof in, but you still believe in it.
Yeah.
Like we've
100.
absolutely no proof
None.
that there's
Makes
anything.
sense, bro. Makes sense.
Yeah, no one has
Honest.
any proof.
I saw this video about how the fourth dimension works.
Yeah, man. I
Sorry.
listened to the Joe Rogan podcast. He explained it, and then I watched the Carl Sagan video, and I understand. It's like
Yeah.
we were converted by the evangelist Joe Rogan. You know? He's building a religion, a secular religion. But
Hey, sorry, just to cut you off there, just because whatever you're saying just reminded me of this. Have you ever heard about the thing about like how like the idea of like there being a super ancient civilization that got like eradicated?
like Atlantis.
Yeah, like an Atlantis kind of
Yeah,
situation,
yeah.
and like that's why you can't explain like the pyramids and shit like that. But that's actually like neo-Nazis fully believe that because it's like, yeah, there's no way that all these people in other countries can make that type of shit.
Yeah, how could they do that? You know.
Yeah, it's actually used as like a racist thing.
Oh yeah.
It definitely, like when you think of it like that, it is really racist.
Yeah, it all is. You know.
It's just like, oh, there's no fucking way there had to have been some superior race as opposed to these Egyptians that can make this.
Yeah. But it's also the thing of like, you know, these days, it's like modern civilization. You know, writing.
Yeah.
And like in Stalker, it's really clear. It's like a very clearly delineated kind of like a theme in the film where you have Stalker is leading the professor and the writer.
It literally reason and emotion.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like these disciples of modernity, like these people who are like sort of disillusioned with you know
God.
with God, but also with modern civilization. They're looking for something, but they're like it's kind of an empty kind of longing for I don't know some kind of answer
From reason to be.
Yeah, for like a solid answer. It's the same way like we would like something like Newgrange. We don't know how they built Newgrange. We don't know why they built it. We don't know anything about the people who did build it or like what their culture was or their language. Even though it wasn't that long ago, like they might as well. It might as well
have been aliens.
It might as well have been aliens. Like it makes there's as much proof that aliens did it as well. There's not really, but like you could say that, you know, like it could have been
Man, have you
aliens.
heard of this ancient civilization?
Yeah, because these people who built it are pretty much aliens to us. Because
it's dependent fan kind of shit again.
Yeah, because we've no way of knowing who they are, and we never will know. The same way, like in the future, we've no idea what the future's going to be,
or
who
what
they're gonna
other
be.
life would be like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like horizontally.
Which is Stalker. Like that's
Stalker.
that's
Yeah,
Stalker.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
such a yeah.
It's like God. Yeah, he's like what's that?
What is
Alien?
that? And even
Aliens?
like, because even like beyond. Because even beyond that point, like you can even look like as in like trying to find true happiness and whether or not that's something you should ever try to attain.
Desire, yeah.
Like pure another desire. Like that whole thing about. Did you get to the point? I know that you didn't watch the whole film, but did you get to the point where they find out about what happened to Porcupine?
Yeah, you got he went to the room and he wanted, what was it? His brother had been killed.
He had his brother killed. For whatever reason, he got his brother killed to go to the room. And when he got to the room, he wanted money. And then he realized, oh no, it's not money that I want. It's my brother. Went back to the room to try and get his brother back, but kept getting money because that is what his actual inner desire that he didn't even realize that he had was. And then a week later, he kills himself.
Yeah, that's like very
like
on
it's
brand.
So like it's so grim.
Yeah.
And it's like is because that's what the room does. The room will grant you your deepest, darkest, no, not even your innermost desire. Like whatever you truly want, that is what the room will give you. And maybe that's something that you shouldn't know about yourself, which is super interesting as well.
Yeah, definitely. And the way they have a whole debate about that after.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about, I think it's the Stalker talking about how like a utopian society can't exist because humans aren't ready. Kind of like veering into the alien kind of territory. Like humans aren't ready as a civilization or as like a spiritual, collective to embody like unconscious kindness. Like if you go like most people who go to the room are going to want something like material or something like something really like vulgar, and like that can't work, socially. Like in a perfect society, everyone go to the room and like wish for deep down their greatest wish would be like peace on earth or whatever.
Yeah, and he's trying to, because that's something that like turns into about him is that at the end of the film, it's basically like kind of revealed that what he's trying to do is he's trying to bring someone that is like still believes in a god or whatever, or like has some form of faith, and then bring them to the room, and then their innermost desire will be like something like world peace or whatever. Like that's seemingly what he's like, what he is attached to his like reason for doing this. Because man, that scene where your man's about to blow up the room, and he's like Stalker's like pleading at him not to blow it up. He's basically like, I'm a loser outside of like the zone. Once I'm back in like our totalitarian government regime, I'm nothing again. I'm a complete loser. Like my entire life is when I get into the zone. And there's a great scene of like showing massive importance of the zone to him, where when they first get off, he just walks over to a bunch of the daisies, whatever, and just like lies in them and smells them and stuff like that. And it's just like him just like breathing again, because the oppressive atmosphere of that first like 30-40 minutes when it's on that sepia, whatever the fuck it's called, like it's all piss yellow.
Tone. Yeah.
Man, that is so oppressive, and like
it's grim.
It's so grim. And then when they get to the zone, this where there's color, and like it's shots of him like in the flowers and stuff like that, just breathing and relaxing. Like all that stuff that was condensed into that like argument that he's having with the dude, being like, please don't blow it up. And it's so sad.
yeah, he's kind of a sad arse, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just like, he's such a pitiful character.
Yeah.
And then then you realize that, well, I never even realized it, then you find out what the his like, it's his reason to be, but the importance that he has given himself in doing that afterwards, where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna find basically Jesus and bring Jesus to the room, and then we'll have world peace, and I'll be a part of that basically.
Yeah, God's kingdom on earth. Yeah.
He's always forbidden to going into the room because of that reason.
Yeah, he's a strange guy. But
yeah, what if that's not? Because what if that's not what he actually wants?
Yeah. That is a really cool kind of dilemma that he has,
He'll never go into the room, because what if it turns out that that's not actually what you want? Even though you've
because he
based
doubts
your entire
himself.
life. Yeah.
The fact that he doubts what he really wants shows that he actually, truly doesn't want what he says he wants. That's even addressed in the film, where he's there's a line in about like what I desire, or no, I think it's the writer who's talking about it. He's just talking about how the things he truly desires, when he names them, like it vanishes, like you can't name it, something like ineffable, and like that's how the room kind of like, I don't know, like manifests like your sort of hidden desires or your unconscious wishes. But it's always a case of like, is this the Stalker? He obviously has faith, but he doubts the faith of others, but at the same time he's clearly
in doubt of his own faith.
Yeah, fundamentally doubting himself. Like every time he goes into the zone, like every time he gets to the room and doesn't go inside, that's like a complete kind of like doubling back on his entire reason for doing what he does.
Yeah, the way it's shot though, fuck me, like it's beyond beautiful. It's like painfully beautiful to watch.
Yeah. I watched on YouTube.
I actually got it on Raccoon. I didn't realize it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube for free, but it's like, it's kind of low quality.
See, I watched it like a nice little HD.
Yeah, I didn't really get a HD, but it was grand. I still saw the images, but it was like, what I appreciated most was the simple kind of thing where, because it's a really long film, it's like complicated in a way. It has like really deep themes and stuff, but it's also like, in a different way, like really simple.
Yeah,
like the first hour pretty much lays out everything about it,
and they like tell you as well. It's nothing's ever left to like interpretation. Like they tell you pretty much everything. Like
they're not talking around in circles, making like allusions
like
to different things.
There's certain things you have to infer, but they're talking about like they literally say like this room will grant you happiness, and then basically like, is that something that you want to find out about yourself?
Yeah, they explain everything as it happens. It's like you have to infer stuff, but like it's not like, oh, what is that? It's not
never like, what does this mean, man?
Yeah, it's not like, oh, the movie is like The Room, like everyone sees something different. It's like it's very clear what the movie's saying. It's like it's really obvious, but like even the coloring, like I really appreciate. I like the coloring, like because the first hour was the main bit. And you start with that like 40 minutes of like sepia tone, like sort of piss colored, horrible. Clearly they're not having
music is like grinding and gearing and shit like that. Yeah,
they're not having a good time in whatever society this is, and like that's very obviously laid out. Like just not you don't have to listen to anything or even like listen to what they're saying. It's like it's right there in the image. I was like, is it going to be like that the entire time? Yeah, it's kind of like it's not stimulating at all. Yeah. But then they get to the zone. It's like the zone is like green. And it's like lush.
Colorful. It's gorgeous.
It has grass and like shrubbery and all this stuff, and like it has like
its layout is also super cool because like it seemed like impossible spaces and stuff that seemed to be. It feels like impossible spaces is going on.
Yeah, it's like it moves around like around them. And it changes when they're like not looking and stuff like that. It has like even the terrain like relative to like when they're in when they're outside the zone, like everything's kind of like sort of quite ordered, They have like buildings, very clear buildings, and like everything looks kind of normal, straight lines, like clearly a city or a town. But then you go to the zone and everything's like mounds, like mounds of earth and like green, and like even the only like modern technology you see is like the rusted like remains of like tanks and cars and stuff like that. Even though it's all like modern technology, it's like almost been like, reclaimed by whatever the zone is, But it's all in like really nice color. I was like, that's so simple. So
simple. Yeah. Even like the first like shot that we get of our main character, it's like the very start of the film, and the camera is just stuck on this glass, and the glass starts like vibrating and shaking. It's kind of like the glass in like Jurassic Park, like the doom, shaking, because a train. We suddenly realize a train is coming, and the camera just pans across. And the more it goes to the left, the more intense the sound of the train is. And there's like some music that's also going on in the background to like make it even like audio-wise very oppressive. And then it just pans across to our main character, and like his wife and his kid look like very peaceful, very like just asleep. And it pans to him, and he's just like just staring at them. And then the music just comes in, and it's even more intense, and it just lingers like that. And it's just him staring at them. Like it's so like everything about that character is summed up there.
Yeah. That's
like this like meaningless life that he actually lives.
Yeah. It tells you a lot about him, even though nothing is said. That's a sign of great work. Very interesting.
Good filmmaking.
Yeah, very stimulating stuff. But yeah, it's a mad one. It
is a mad one.
It goes on so long though.
It's mad, but I was never bored. Like I enjoyed the entire way through.
Yeah. I really like the just the way it kind of explores in a complete, like, because it's about aliens, really. Think about it. It's like a science fiction film. It's also kind of a horror film, but it's also none of those things. It's more of like it's about fate. Yeah, which is aren't things you usually put together at all. But the way it kind of like synthesizes it, it's not something that you see really. I don't know, like what even would this, what films would count this as like an influence, because you don't see that kind of
no idea.
That kind of attempt, like maybe like Malik or something like that, with the whole thing with God and like landscape and stuff like that. But it's just a really interesting kind of it's like a metaphysical or a cosmic kind of approach.
It is very cosmic. Like even the way that the zone works, in terms of like you can never go back the same way. He's always like you have to throw the bolts to make sure there's no traps or whatever, because you can never go back and whatever. And like you never really see it that much, because it's, I don't know, like you do get that scene where the guy decides to go off the path and he's like, no, I'm gonna go this way, and like by the way that the camera like lingers and like moves or whatever, like you can tell that something's going on in his head. Like he's getting, like his brain is being scrambled or something.
Yeah, the zone or something. I don't
And
know.
it sends him back. Like he comes back. He's like, oh, no, I can't go that way.
Yeah, is that the professor? Or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, not the writer.
The writer. Yeah.
Because
The writer's a real cunt.
Yeah, the writer doubts the Stalker the entire way through.
Yeah, he's really like self-centered,
Mm.
and he's like, because the Stalker's so very religious guy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously has his doubts, but like he's holding his faith. And I don't know. He thinks the world. He obviously has faith in people.
Mm-hmm.
Or not. I don't know. Maybe he just kind of like defers his own responsibility onto other people to try to like get this desire, get this kind of perfect sort of product from the room, like someone to come up and like wish for Jesus or whatever, or like for Jerusalem on earth. But like the writer's like so kind of narcissistic, and it's just like goes completely contrary to the Stalker's kind of faith, because it's very much a Christian faith. Because at one point, the writer puts on like a crown of thorns,
Yeah.
and obviously mimicking Jesus, but like in a really, it's like a mocking way. It's like ironic, you know. It's like it's not as if he's sort of appreciating the gravity of what the situation he's in, or like the I don't know, the kind of like responsibility that the Stalker has put on him, or the faith that he puts in him.
Yeah, he's just like it's not real.
Yeah, it's not real. I'm a writer. I know everything. You know, I know everything.
He's the modernist postmodern writer.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the
ultimate subject of ideology.
Yeah, pure.
The pure subject.
The pure subject. But meanwhile, you have the professor, and the professor is like the reason, and he's like, well, we have to destroy this because what if a bad person comes into this?
Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
And like wants to take over the world.
Yeah.
But those two things are on opposite ends. Like he's like, what if this brings? Basically, this guy's like, the Stalker's like, we need to keep this because Jesus comes back, whatever, thanks to this. Meanwhile, the professor's like, yeah, but what if we summon the devil?
Yeah. It's like, but then obviously, like the answer is you have to have faith in like humans or people that come to the room not to do that.
Yeah.
But obviously the Stalker does to an extent, but he also doesn't trust himself not to do it. It's like, what are you doing, man? Like, clearly there's some kind of contradiction there. It's like the human condition or something like that. Constantly doubting it, you know, and desire. Like, what do you really want? What do you really want? No one knows.
What did you make of the bit at the end where Stalker's daughter uses like telekinesis?
Yeah, she's pure psychic at the end.
Yeah.
What was great? Well, I thought she had no legs.
She had no legs.
She doesn't have legs.
But she's like psychic.
But she's psychic.
Because he's been into this. Because there's also a massive thing that we didn't even mention about this film, which is the fact that very clearly the zone is like represents like radioactivity or like a nuclear site or whatever. Like it looks like
Chernobyl.
Yeah. Jesus, could not think of the name of it. It looks like Chernobyl. But the fact that like there's like overgrown buildings and shit like that in it. Like the room is a room, like it's in a building.
Yeah, it's literally just a room with like water in it. You know, it's just sitting there.
The sand mound scene. Such a beautiful movie. Such a beautiful movie.
Aesthetic.
But yeah, like it looks like it's radioactive, and like he has been like suffers radiation basically, and his kid is like a Chernobyl kid.
Yeah, but
she's a child of the zone or whatever they call it.
A child of the zone. Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah, what the fuck does that mean?
What does that mean? You know?
See, because that's I don't think that really has anything to do with this. Well, maybe it does have something to do with the spirituality, but I feel like it's more so about, you know, radiation poisoning.
Yeah, probably. But like, it could be about that and also spirituality, you know?
Yeah, well, because one thing that, like, because I watched Mirror, I don't want to talk about Mirror yet, but wait about to talk about Mirror. But I won't say it's just like, you never really get a Cold War film from the Russians' side that like deals with like the kind of trauma that you see in a lot of American films. Like the trauma of like having seen what your like opponent can do. Like your opponent has dropped 2 nukes.
Yeah.
And like they're not afraid. They will do it to you if needs be.
Yeah, it's pretty loads. To be fair, we just haven't seen them.
So like I feel like Stalker is kind of about that as well. Like it's a Russian take, and it's even more so in Mirror, but like it's a
Yeah, definitely. But it's also like, you know, because it's like, I don't know. I feel like Tarkovsky, you know, seems like a really religious guy, very you know, spiritual kind of fella. Like he interpret that as like in like religious terms or spiritual terms, because it is like the bomb is very like spiritual kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like the power of the sun.
man.
The sun's like the main god in like all religions.
Like from you saying that, like it's like the bomb's religion. This film reminded me in certain ways of
Planet of the Apes.
no fucking pension, but Gravity's Rainbow.
Gravity's Rainbow. Oh.
Like
How?
because in the zone is a place in Gravity's Rainbow, just like
right.
post-war Germany. It's basically called the zone in Gravity's Rainbow.
Yeah.
But and even the fact that like in Gravity's Rainbow, there's literally a religion about the bomb.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's V2 rockets in that, because it's from a British perspective, I guess, or whatever.
All
It's
right.
weird that Pynchon's American, but anyway, it's got nothing to. It's also yeah, I know, fucking. Gravity's Rainbow is so confusing.
Yeah.
Because it is about like the fact that you can get nuked, because it's written in the 70s, but looking at like Britain in the fucking during the Blitz.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's completely separate to.
Yeah. No.
But the zone is a thing in Gravity's Rainbow.
Yeah, but the bomb, that's a religious artifact. Like it's gonna be always will be.
Divine intervention,
Divine intervention. You know.
and it's explosive.
Yeah, and it's completely and it's completely like you can't imagine it. It's completely beyond our comprehension.
Mhm.
It is the zone. It's definitely a correlation between like radioactivity and like the zone and nukes and stuff like that. But it's also like, you know, what does that mean on like the reverse kind of end? Like the implications of, you know, nukes, or you know, the radioactive age or the nuclear age or whatever, as like a spiritual kind of thing, or like a spiritual age, or like a new epoch, when people would like, I don't know, like maybe the girl, she's like a Chernobyl kid or whatever, she's like she's a child of the zone, you know, the Son, the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit, all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe she's the Messiah. The Messiah emerges from the ashes of the old world, of the what you call it, the zone, pretty much. And she has telekinesis this time, and she forget water or bread turning into wine or whatever, a transubstantiation. She can move things with her mind, and maybe she'll save the world. I don't know,
Maybe.
but what does that have to do with the rest of the film? I don't know.
No idea.
But yeah, how was Mirror?
I'm already talking about that. Yeah, so you
You're not ready?
No,
Oh,
you
okay.
You talk about your thing.
All right.
What did you watch this week?
I watched The Green Knight. I watched 2 films about The Green Knight.
Oh, which one was better?
The new one. The new one's definitely better. Because The Green Knight, based on Sir what's his fucking name?
Straight away.
Sir Gawain.
What? Like, where is this man from?
Yeah, he's from England.
How long ago?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Gawain and The Green Knight. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think he's Welsh. Maybe he's Welsh. He's Welsh or English, but it's based on a medieval epic poem. From like back in the day, from the medieval times. It's like I saw this on Twitter as like, because Green Knight is a film released just this year, still in cinemas, I think.
It hasn't even come out here yet.
Isn't it?
No, it's out. I think it came out this week.
Yeah. Well, it's on its Prime anyway, if anyone wants to watch it. And The Green Knight is based on this old epic poem, Sir Gawain and The Green Knight. And I saw on Twitter the modern film, the film came out this year, compared to like like the Black Widow of the King Arthur extended universe, because this is part of the King Arthur mythos, and like people sort of made it an analogy between Green Knight to King Arthur, the same way like Black Widow would be related to the Avengers, which is like, you know, pure cancer. It's a terrible comparison, you know, but like it also makes perfect sense, because it's all adjacent. It's all part of the King Arthur mythos. And Gawain is
the ACU.
Yeah. The Arthur Cinematic Universe. And Gawain is the nephew of King Arthur. That's a big thing in the plot. And the basic plot of the epic poem is, it's Yuletide. It's like just before Christmas, and and back in the Middle Ages in like fucking in England, and obviously they're all Christians, and like the rest of the land it's kind of like a Wild West situation. You know, like there's a lot of people who are pagans. It's when Christianity is still kind of developing its like a hegemony over England or whatever. But it's at Christmas time, and everyone's having a ball in King Arthur's palace or whatever, and they're sitting at the round table, and a Green Knight walks in, this big fella on a horse, and he's green. He's like literally green, and he challenges Arthur to a duel. Where he's like, or he's not, because Arthur's old at this stage. So he's like, I challenge your strongest knight to meet me in a duel. He can have one blow at me, and then a year hence, I will have the same blow on him. And everyone's obviously scared of the Green Knight, because he's like a fucking 8 feet tall, and he's green. He walks into he just walked into their drawing room, like, in the middle of the festivities. And Gawain gets up, and he's like, I'll do it, because he's like trying to prove himself, and he's like a young upstart kind of, he wants to be king. And so he gets his sword, and he beheads the Green Knight. And then the whole kind of tension is him coming to terms with the fact that the corollary of that or whatever is that he has to go find the Green Knight in a year's time. If he's to honor his word, he has to find the Green Knight in a year's time and be beheaded himself, which is like themes of like, you know, honor, duty, chivalry and stuff like that. It's a chivalric romance, pretty much, about knights and like, I don't know, the old kind of feudal, like honor-based system that they had, like the whole social system. And there's like loads of different versions that people made. There's one in like 1973, which apparently was really good. I watched the one from 1991, which is written by David Rudkin, who did Penda's Fen.
Yes.
So
Tell us about that.
Yeah,
sounds good.
See, that sounds like an interesting one, but it really isn't. It's just not interesting at all. It's just, it's just
Rudkin, what you doing?
What are you doing, Rudkin? Because it's 1991. To be fair, he's pretty old, I think, at that stage. Or maybe he's still alive. I'm not sure, but it's like just a really basic kind of romance.
Yeah.
Like romance in like the old sense of the term, like lower case or no, high uppercase or
big, you know? Or
yeah, big or yeah. It's like romance is in. It's just about like knights fighting and stuff like that. And it's like, it's alright. It's just like a costume drama. It's made for TV.
Yeah. Is it kind of like that King Lear that we used to watch in fucking secondary school?
I can't remember.
Do you know? You weren't in my English class.
Yeah, but probably is.
Yeah,
because it reminded me of stuff that I'd seen in school.
Have you seen the Ian McKellen?
Yeah.
King Lear.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he's good. But like, you know,
didn't you go see him?
Yeah,
you telling that story.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I told that story in the podcast.
That's so funny.
I definitely have.
Yeah, but yeah, it's all right, you know.
Yeah. It's just grand.
It's just it's just all right. Like I was expecting like all these mad flourishes, like a more kind of
a more Penda's Fen.
Yeah. Like the writing would be, but I think a lot of the writing is like taken from the actual, because the poem like is still exists. You know, like they still have the original text. They don't know who wrote it either. It's just some guy. Like back in the day, like some guy was
just transcribed it. Like
maybe an oral tradition, but they're pretty sure it was like one guy wrote the whole thing. But they've no idea who the fuck he is. But yeah, the one in 1991, I would have thought he would have gone for like something a bit more, you know, kind of put his stamp on it. I haven't read the original, to be fair, but like it just seemed like really kind of a basic.
Yeah, but it's one of those epic poems. Like how long is that? Like 200 pages.
Yeah.
300 pages.
Yeah, true. But like
the Odyssey and the Iliad are fucking long. I don't know how long the Arthur ones. What do we call them? Arthurian or whatever.
I don't know, the ACU. Yeah.
The ACU. I don't know how long those poems are.
I don't even know anything about the Arthur mythos at all.
Sword in the Stone, vaguely know what that is.
Yeah, everyone knows Excalibur, and like Morgana, is it?
Morgana,
one of the villains. One of the villains, I think. No, I pretty got that name completely wrong. Sorry for all the Arthur stands out there.
Yeah, sorry guys.
All our older listeners.
And Beowulf is different to that, isn't it? I'm just asking a question.
Oh no, yeah, Beowulf's like that's not
even English.
Is it?
It's like the first remnants of English or whatever.
Yeah,
like understandable English.
Yeah, it's like
I think it's half an old English or something.
Yeah, it's like when like Denmark controlled most of England as well, isn't it? But
probably butchering that. I don't know what the fuck they How do you pronounce it? Beowulf.
Beowulf, yeah. Beowulf. But yeah, 1991 one isn't that good. But then I
Mm.
watched the 2021
The
version.
new one.
The new one that is out now, directed by David Lowery.
Yes.
I'm going to check that, make sure it's
No,
alright.
it is. Yeah, it is.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
David Lowery.
He did a ghost story as well.
Yeah. Did you like
Yes.
that?
It was alright.
Yeah.
Like it's grand.
Yeah, it's very. I have never seen it, but like, based on what I've heard,
Mad slow.
yeah,
Like like way slower than Stalker. Like it is. There's like 10-minute scene of like just a long take of her just like really sadly eating an entire cake.
yeah.
Like an entire cake. Like she eats the whole thing.
You can only do one take of that.
And you sit there and you watch it like the entire cake.
Yeah.
So
But something about trauma.
it's about
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's about lots of things.
Yeah, because this is Green Knight is obviously nothing like that,
Mm.
but it's still very similar to the original tale.
You see, he did. You remember that film Pete's Dragon?
No,
Did you ever hear that film?
no.
David Lowery did that film. You know Pete's Dragon? You ever heard?
Oh, Pete's Dragon. Yeah, I
Yes.
think it said Pizza Dragon.
No, Pete's Dragon.
Pizza Dragon.
Because David Lowery did a film 2014. I'm gonna say 2014, where he did a Pete's Dragon. So I don't know what the fuck Pete's Dragon is.
Yeah, but it's a kids film.
It's a kids film. That's all I know about it.
Yeah, it's
But,
an animated
like,
kids film.
He has I don't know why Pete's Dragon just sounds like it's part of the Arthur universe.
It could be. Yeah,
Maybe it
yeah.
is.
Maybe it's part of this is like a springboard. You know, public domain properties. A24. This is A24 film.
I was with that as well.
Yeah,
Dev Patel.
Yeah, Dev Patel. Dave
Dave
Patel.
Bautista.
Dave Bautista, yeah. Is the Green Knight. That actually would have been great casting.
It's Joel Egerton, isn't it?
Yeah, he's in this, yeah.
Mm.
Is he the Green Knight? I don't know. I think he is. Because the Green Knight in this, because in 1991 version, the Green Knight is literally just a really big guy who's green, and he has like a green beard, and he has a green horse. And in 2021 version, the Green Knight is he's like a tree, because there's a huge element. It's kind of, I'm gonna tie it, very tenuously to Stalker, because it's kind of like that in terms of nature.
Yes.
Nature kind of reclaiming the
The land that was taken from it.
yeah, civilization. Because this is obviously set at the time when Arthur's old. Arthur's old as fuck. He's played by the guy who was in, the guy in Prometheus who acts all stupid.
Mm-hmm.
He turns down his helmet and
Yes.
stuff. He's played by that guy. And then the
Just plays idiots.
yeah, he just plays like dopes. But like he's really old in this. He's really infirm. And he obviously is looking for so he wants to pass on his kingdom and stuff like that. He doesn't really know Gawain, so like it's like Christmas feast time, and he's like, "Oh, come over, sit beside me. I feel bad. You're my nephew, and I've like never talked to you apparently." And his wife is like, the woman from The Witch,
Yes.
the mother from The Witch,
Yeah.
really creepy looking girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's the wife,
Nice.
and she's also really like sort of like infirm and stuff. So they're getting on in age, and you get the whole impression like things are kind of I don't know, the cycle of kingdoms is kind of coming to an end. Maybe like the great legend of Arthur is kind of like he's getting old. He's clearly not immortal. He's not the legend that he once was.
Yeah.
And things are kind of getting on. And it's not just that Gawain wants to succeed to the throne. It's like, will he have a throne to succeed to?
Mm-hmm.
Because everything's kind of falling apart and stuff. Like all the churches and the halls are very old. And then the big Green Knight walks in, and he's a big tree.
He's a big fucker.
He's like Groot.
Yeah.
And he walks in.
He's a pissed off Groot.
Yeah, he's green as well, and he has a big horse.
Is the horse a tree or is the horse a horse?
The horse is just a horse.
Okay.
It's part of nature.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. And he hands him a letter. He hands a letter to Arthur, and Arthur's wife reads the letter, and saying, "Oh, I challenge your best knight to a duel," and all this stuff. Like apparently it's like a thing. It's like a beheading game. I don't know how that's a game. It just never really made any sense. Like how is that a game? Only one person can win. It's like over straight away. But that's the thing. And so one night your best knight has to stand up and face me. So Gawain, he has to prove himself. He's Dev Patel. He's a bit of a rascal as well. The 2021 film opens with Dev Patel in a brothel. And he's been there all night, and he's been getting randy with all the peasant women. And he's with Alicia Vikander.
Yeah.
The Danish girl.
Randy.
She's
Oh Jesus.
She's his love interest, his peasant love interest.
Yeah.
She's like below him. So he's kind of like, he's there for the ride, but he's not there for like, the ride,
He
like
wants
the
more.
Vin Diesel ride, It's like family. He's like, he just kind of, she wants more, but he's like, you're a peasant. But that's what it is.
Peasant.
And his ma is Morgan, I think her name is, and she's in different tales of Arthur. I don't know. I read this that in different tales of Arthur, she's like kind of evil, and she's plotting to overthrow Arthur and steal his throne.
Like a Hamlet kind of job.
Yeah, something like that. And she's his ma. She's Dev Patel's ma.
Yeah.
Gawain's ma. And
Hamlet's nothing like that. What am I talking
well,
about?
yeah. But she's shown before the Green Knight shows up. She's shown writing the letter, and she stamps it with a green ink thing.
So did she call the Green Knight?
That's the whole thing. Because the film is actually pretty complicated. Because the story is very kind of straightforward. Yeah. Kind of straightforward in a way that like I almost like. If it's almost stupid, like the beheading game just doesn't make. I don't understand what that. Like, how did they think that was a good plot to have? I don't understand that at all. But basically, yeah, like you have this hint that maybe Gawain's ma has like set these things up. So obviously, the rest of the film is basically Dev Patel having to come to terms, Gawain having to come to terms with the fact that he has to fulfill his duties, even though he's a rascal who has like no sense of responsibility. And there's like there's almost like 5 like mini chapters in the second act where he has to fulfill these like because all the lads in Arthur's court wear like it's like a Star of David or whatever. It's like 5 points on it. It's like the 5 points of chivalry. It's like the 5 points of chivalry, which is friendship, generosity, chastity, courtesy, and piety. He's basically Gawain has put all these tests.
Yeah, okay, because that's what I was about to ask. Right, I've seen this stuff like in the film, or whatever. Right? I've seen what the Green Knight looks like from the trailer. Explain to me the big, massive monsters and stuff like that. Like, what is going on in this film?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, is that just
I actually don't know.
Is that just the world that he lives in?
Yeah, it's fantastical. There's also a talking fox. There's a talking fox.
But like, what's his reason for traveling?
His reason for traveling is because he has to find the Green Knight and get beheaded.
And he has to go that far?
Yeah.
Here, Green Knight, give him a break. Like.
Yeah. At least park down the street or something like that, But, yeah, the Green Knight lives in the Green Chapel ages off. Ages off. And so, but that's part of the test, really. Because Gawain has to fulfill his promise, like his word, his duty to get beheaded by the Green Knight. So he has to find the Green Chapel no matter what.
Go through hell to get beheaded.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's the thing, because he's no responsibility. He's like, he's a rascal. He's like always, and he's in the brothels and stuff like that. He's put these 5 tests, and yeah, like it's basically on the way. Most of them are on the way to the Green Chapel, and he has this fox which is along the way. It was just like talking to him and like sort of guarding him. Barry Keoghan is in this film.
Yeah, he is.
Barry Keoghan is in this film. It's actually really funny because, like, obviously he's a great actor and stuff, and like all the accents in this are like pretty spot on. They kind of sound like Welsh and stuff. But it's he shows up at like a battlefield and like everyone's fucked, and Gawain's sort of marching through on his horse, and he's all like, I'm a knight, I'm a gentleman, like let me through. And he asks Barry Keoghan for like directions down to the Green Chapel. Barry Keoghan's character, the scavenger, he gives him directions, but then Gawain just kind of like rides off, forgetting that this guy's on his own in the middle of a battlefield, like his brother's dead and the blood and bones and like the mud of like the swamp and all this stuff. But the entire time, it's like it's set on like a marsh kind of thing. And it's like really windy, clearly. But like it just sounds like Barry Keoghan's like it sounds like the ruins of Dorset Street, and like fucking Dev Patel's riding along on a horse. He's like, "Here, do you know where the direction?" Yeah, pal, the Green Chapel's just over there. Like it just sounds like an Irish accent. He's just saying it. Like a proper Dublin accent. Yeah, it's really funny. But yeah, he's like he refuses to pay the scavenger, and then eventually he's forced to pay, and there's this whole thing. Like he has to be forced to do the right thing at every moment. So he's not ready to be a knight, you know, to ascend to the throne. Eventually he reaches the Green Chapel, and he has this thing where like it's very like, because there's a lot of stuff in there as well, like the whole thing with Joel Edgerton and the lady of the castle. I think her name is Lady Bricante or something like that. That's a whole other story. That's actually a lot, like 20-30 minutes of the film.
How long is this film?
It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty long.
We're gonna have to give a spoiler for this.
Oh yeah. Well, no, we'll just cut out that end. Plus, it's like this dropped like 700 years ago, you know. You know, but like because there's different endings, different interpretations. Like the 1991 one has a completely different ending, and you can interpret the 2021 one completely like different ways based on how you read it. Because there's a lot of context in the scenes with the Lord and the lady in the castle, like Joel Edgerton's character. Loads of context in there, and then the whole aspect of Dev Patel being an unreliable narrator. And then it's basically what you take from it from there. It's like it's way more confusing than Stalker, because I watched Stalker and this.
Are you serious?
Yeah, on the same.
More confusing.
Way more. It's way more like open to interpretation. Like all I've heard, like obviously we've all heard about Stalker. It's like, oh, it's like mad complex and it's like deep and these themes.
The Stalker is very deep, to be fair.
It is very deep. Yeah, I mean like it's like complicated would be like,
but it's also very singular.
Word. Yeah, it's like, very straightforward.
I feel like, Robin, if you're listening to this, I have read your review and I agree with her critique of Stalker, and that is that it's like there's one reading of the film. Like it's not multiple readings. There's the basic reading, and
but that's kind of good, isn't it?
I don't know. Like yes and no, I feel, but like I feel like I've normally prefer if there's multiple different readings, but I also don't mind if it's one done extremely well, and I feel like Stalker is that. Yeah.
Green Knight is
it's just like way more open.
Yeah, multiple readings, because it is a legend and like really plays into the whole kind of oral tradition, or like it's like a social kind of thing, you know. Like you interpret it how you interpret it. I didn't realize like loads of bits, so I went back and like watched videos, like commentaries about it and read reviews and stuff like that. There's one that really makes sense to me that was like relates back to Gawain's ma. I think you'd have to rewatch the film to almost get it, you know. Way harder to understand than Stalker. Stalker, I was like,
I was not expecting that from Green Knight.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's on its prime, like, you know, it's worth a watch.
I might go to the cinema and see that though.
Yeah. Oh, it's really beautiful film.
Is it beautiful? Yeah.
A24, you know.
Yeah.
That looks very nice. And the part with the giants, it's like, whoa, you know, they're like grabbing the mountains and stuff, climbing on them. But yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Sound because even the way that you're describing, like it's like this knight going on an adventure with his talking animal sidekick, like that's mad.
Sounds stupid. Yeah.
That sounds mad Disney.
Yeah. It sounds really Disney, but it's like it's played off really serious. Even the premise, the basic premise, a knight goes off to prove himself by fulfilling the word he gave in a beheading game. That's such a terrible premise, you know. It's like so boring. Like the beheading, I don't understand the beheading game at all. Like why is that?
Sorry, is that the thing that like? So if like the Green Knight comes in, he's like, we're gonna play the beheading game.
Yeah.
Or is he like, you can stab me, whatever?
He's like, I want a duel with your best knight, and then he gets down, and then Gawain's like, I'll do it, and then the Green Knight gets down on his knee and like puts his neck out. You know. So Gawain's like, this is power as fuck. This guy's a huge threat. He's a big green giant. I'm gonna cut off his head. But like, the whole thing is he's reacting kind of emotionally to the situation without thinking he's gonna have to take what he gives pretty much in turn a year hence next Yuletide.
I just give him a little poke.
Yeah, but then he fuck everyone up in the room because he's the Green Knight. He's got a big axe. Yeah,
but just poke him.
Yeah, but then he's gonna kill everyone.
Yeah, but then everyone else, he can clearly be killed if he can be beheaded. Like,
yeah, maybe. But then it's about chivalry though, you know. Like he has to take it like sincerely. I don't know. It's like the whole thing because it plays it off well because it is a pretty stupid.
Yeah,
pretty stupid idea.
Like, when you talk about it like this, it sounds fucking stupid.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it's well done in the film.
That's a cool things about nature. There's a really cool speech Alicia Vikander does at one stage. One of the characters she plays, like the lady of the house, just like openly talking about, because the film isn't about the thing I was talking about earlier, like the nature kind of encroaching. It's not explicitly about. It's more like about chivalry and duty and like, you know, social relationships and stuff like that. But like that, it is very much like a side theme of like the Green Knight as kind of like nature coming back and reclaiming like this eternal kind of thing that's going to break down any kind of civilization, no matter how legendary or how like bulletproof it is. Like King Arthur himself, you know, he's going to die one day. He's going to get taken down, you know. It's like, and the whole thing, like green, obviously is a big thing in the film. You know, the color green, and they talk about how they love dyeing their linens and like their garments in green. But like if green starts climbing up the walls, they'll like scrub it out. Or if like if green's on
keep
the
nature out.
Yeah, if green's on the coins, like they throw the coins out. It's only ever for decoration. It's not really accepting the fact that these things are always
Living.
going to, the living part of the world
Mhm.
encroaching in, you know. But also something you can never escape from, you know. But I thought that was a much more interesting reading in the
Yeah,
film.
that's very That sounds mad as fuck. But when you describe it like that, it sounds fucking mental.
It's a crazy one.
It sounds
It's a crazy one.
extremely interesting.
It's worth a go. It's
Yeah.
worth a go on the old Prime, you know.
Mm.
It's worth a go.
Yeah, I'll definitely give that a shot.
Give it a
I'd
read.
definitely have to give that a shot. Go for a break.
Look for a read.
And we are back from the break once again. How many breaks do you say we've had on this show?
Altogether, 80,
80.
90.
80? Are you serious, man? We're on like episode what, 58?
Yeah,
And you think we have 8?
we've
had
done
80
two breaks before many times.
I think most
Back
times you
in the-
do,
Yeah.
especially during the Zoom days.
The Zoom days, yeah. We
And you've been taking 3 or 4 during
well,
those.
I suppose, yeah. Barista, we only do one, yeah. Do we? I'm pretty sure we only do.
Nah, it depends. I think it depends.
I think it's only been one for the last while.
Yeah, it has.
We're too
We
efficient.
need to go easy on ourselves.
Yeah.
take a chill pill.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, what else? I watched Mirror,
Mirror.
another Tarkovsky film. I was watching this today before you came over. Yeah, this is a weird movie to talk about. I don't know really. Okay, right. So I'll just describe my experience of watching the film, and then we'll go from there because I didn't know anything about Mirror. All I've ever seen about this film is this really famous shot of like this burning barn, and two characters like staring out looking at it. And I kind of assumed that was the end of the film.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything about Mirror, just knew that shot. And so the movie starts, and we're like seeing this. We're introduced to this character. She's sitting on the fence. This doctor comes over. They're having a talk, whatever. And then she goes inside, whatever. And she's standing in the house, whatever. And the camera just does this really weird pan, and there's like this voiceover going on, and just from whatever way that the camera moved, and it came out to the burning building, which is actually in the first like opening 10 minutes of the film. I was like, oh, this isn't like, that wasn't like, time progressed weirdly there in that like singular camera movement. And then I was like, because I then before watching the film I looked at it and it said like autobiography or like vaguely inspired by Tarkovsky's real life. And I realized, oh shit, this is a film about memories. And
when was this made?
1975.
This is pre-Stalker.
I think it's pre-Stalker.
Ah.
I'm pretty sure it is. Not entirely, but pretty sure that it is. So this film is just like it's like pure stream of consciousness, like flow to a film. I actually don't think I've seen a film that has the flow and pacing that this film does. It's still slow, like it's still a Tarkovsky film.
Yeah.
But just the weird, confusing way the narrative moves, is like extremely interesting, especially because I've never seen Solaris. Have you ever seen that?
No.
That's like his 2001 apparently.
Yeah. That's proper science fiction, but it's also like metaphysical and stuff.
So that's why I'm interested, because I've seen Stalker and I've since seen like the way that Mirror just moves to this fucking the way that it moves, like it's just it's so confusing. Like I actually haven't a fucking clue what is actually going on in this film. I haven't actually finished it yet, but that doesn't actually matter. It's not going to be any clearer in the last 20 minutes of this film. I doubt it. Like it's like as soon as you realize like this film is just memories merging together and like time blending and moving in it's such a confusing way. The way that your mind like kind of works, even to the point where the character is like, it's about this guy like Alexis, whatever. Like we're going through his like memories, whatever, and we pan back to his childhood and like his present, and like there's 3 times going on. There's like 1935, 1945, I think, and then 1970. I think it's something like that. So like pre-war, during the war, and after the war, and like just the way that it shifts from like perspectives is so confusing. And like his mom and his wife are played by the same character, and his like adolescent self and who like the kid that plays his son are the same actor as well. So like, you know, it gets really confusing. And in certain scenes, it will just suddenly shift where like the scene will start off and you're one character, and I'm pretty sure that like it happens in the scene that like it shifts then to, so you're his son, then you're him, then you're back to being his son, all in the same kind of scene.
Yeah.
So it's mad confusing.
Like the camera's doing that.
The camera is doing it and the actors are doing it. Like there's a bit where like, because you know Tarkovsky and there's like really like long takes. There's obviously like cuts in the film, like you can see kind of where the cut is to where like they just moved shit around, and then the camera will pan over, and then like it's just this impossible space that was there. Like we followed them into the room, and then something will happen in the room, like they'll pick something up or whatever, and then they'll turn around, and then it's a different building from the one that we walked in from, if you know what I mean. So it does stuff like that, and again, just like you're just suddenly just dropped into a scenario and like, oh, I have no idea who anyone is. I'm trying to like gather the context of what's going on. There's also like first person shots of Alexis when he's talking to his wife and stuff like that in certain scenes, but then the camera won't follow him all the time during that. Like it's loosely first person.
Yeah. How long is it?
An hour and 40.
An hour 40? That's really good.
Yes. So it's like
so confusing though.
It's mad confusing.
Yeah.
Mad confusing.
Mirror, yeah. Yeah, I've heard of it. But that shot's really famous with the burning. It's like from a porch, is it, or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the reason why it's so famous is one, because it's gorgeous.
It's really nice, yeah.
But secondly, because that's the moment that you realize of the structure of the film. Like I kind of feel like if you don't cop what's going on at that moment, you're gonna be mad confused throughout the entire film unless you like look it up. Because just from the way that like the camera moves in that scene, you realize like, oh, time isn't normal in this film.
Yeah.
And it's like a really smooth like one take where they cut somewhere.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds really.
And there's use of like mirrors and stuff like that as well.
Like in the title.
Yes. To look at oneself, I imagine what it is.
Yeah.
Because it is like
he's looking at himself through the camera,
through the lens.
The lens of cinema. Tarkovsky, what was he up to?
He's a mad fucker.
Yeah.
Mad fucker. I don't even know like how religious this film even is. I don't think it is very religious.
Yeah, we should have done. We should do Solaris for one of the recommendeds.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, definitely. Next one we'll do Solaris.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't know if that's. I think that might be the same length.
That's Halloween, is it?
Yeah. We can't do this for Halloween. We'll save it for November. This is a mad November movie.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to need a bit of a break from Tarkovsky for a while. I've watched two of the films, like.
Yeah, fair.
Because they're slow.
Dense.
Like even this one, like this one's slow and mad confusing.
Yeah, even though it's not even long.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stalker makes sense. 2 hour 40, you know. Because it's straightforward.
Yeah, I didn't feel that with Stalker really. I was too engaged.
Yeah, I suppose Mirror is a lot worse in that way.
Because you're just confused for like 70% of it.
Yeah.
Like it's an hour and 40 minutes where you're just confused for the majority of it. Like it goes by very slowly.
Yeah, fuck's sake, Russians.
But it's like the use of camera movement and stuff like that. Insane. Some really like like really upsetting moments as well. Like there's this bit where like they're at this training camp or whatever in the woods. Like it's a stage where like he was training with rebels. I don't even know that's true because that doesn't even make sense for his life. Someone anyway, some character that we're following. I don't know who the fuck it is.
Somebody is training with rebels.
I think because I was thinking it was Alexi or whatever the fuck his name is. Alexi, yeah, is his name. I was about to say that we follow him the entire way through, but that kid that we follow this bit where like this. I'm just mad confused. I'm actually just mad confused. I actually don't. Because like, now I'm thinking about it. There's just a kid that we follow at the summer camp. Like that's rebels training to fight Nazis because it's in the war.
All right.
But that kid is just not Alexi because his mom and dad are dead. But Alexi's mom is a character like throughout the film.
But it's the same actor.
It's not the same actor though, because it's just mad confusing like that. I think it's just meant to be some kid that he knew when he was training with rebels, but I don't know why he was training with rebels.
Sure, we all go through that phase. Training with rebels. Yeah, interesting guy though. Interesting life. Where did he go? He only died in the 80s, didn't he?
See, I don't know how much it actually is based on his life. Yeah, he only died in like the 80s or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe the 90s. I don't know. He wasn't that old.
Yeah, the Russians. We need to get more into the Russians, yeah. See what's happening.
But see, this is the thing. Like there's this because excuse me, it's fucking hell. What's the name of his film? Mirror. Because he has this other film called Nostalgia.
Yeah.
That I also want to watch.
Surely that would be about the same thing.
No, it's about art. Apparently, it's about this like Russian that goes over to Spain or Italy or something like that, and he just looks around paintings and shit and just philosophizes. But in Nostalgia, fucking hell, in Mirror, there's like scenes where they intercut with like archive footage from World War II, and I can't even remember where I was going with that movie.
Sure, look. Something about mirrors.
No, I remember now, right?
Yeah. What a cut.
Jesus Christ. I completely, because we were talking about this, because I started talking about nostalgia, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, the World War II footage, whatever, you see like nuclear explosions and stuff like that, and that's what made me think about the war and like Cold War from a Russian's perspective. Like, you don't get, like, what kind of trauma did that have on like the Russian population? Because unlike America, like, Russia was facing a force that have dropped nukes before and did it twice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't see their perspective, you know. It's always American films, people struggling. Oh no, you know,
the
like,
Russians.
Yeah, the Blob, man. Like, what's their version of the Blob? You know.
No idea.
It's just like one guy. He's an individual.
Yeah.
You know, he's not part of the collective. He's scary. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
You know, they had more important things on their mind, didn't they? You know, World War II is probably more of a big thing for them.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, they lost. Like, that's another thing. Like,
because they lost like 20 million people.
And like Stalingrad is like a thing in Mirror.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that's pretty cool. There should be more films about Stalingrad.
Yeah,
that's like the coolest battle ever. Like, that ever happened. Like, it's insane.
Pure like the moment where the tides of the war shifted.
Yeah, it's insane. Something like 2 million people died in a single battle, and they were like about to lose, and they're like, nah, turn it around.
Yeah,
turn it around. And like, world history changed in the space of like 2 months. But like, there's no. Obviously, the Americans aren't going to make a movie about it.
They're never going to talk about that.
I'm sure the Russians have a really good film about it.
They have to.
Yeah.
They surely do. They got the fucking battleship Potemkin, whatever.
Yeah,
like, that's all about the rise.
Sunday,
yeah. I have no idea. There has to be, though. There has to be a class film about Stalingrad.
Yeah, it's out there somewhere.
Like a really good war film.
Yeah. Well, maybe, does it come and see? Is that Russian? Or is that German? I feel that's Russian.
That's like, it's certainly Belarus or something.
Is it? Right, they're basically Russians, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's Polish or Ukrainian or something.
One of them.
No idea. Because that's on YouTube as well.
Yeah, that's really sad.
But I don't know, because on Letterboxd it has a longer runtime than what it is on YouTube, the free version on YouTube.
Oh, right.
So there might be stuff cut.
Yeah. That makes sense. I'm never going to see that anyway, so.
I'm going to watch it eventually.
I don't plan to watch that.
Probably watch it soon.
Don't do that, man.
Come on.
We're coming up to Christmas.
Lovely cozy vibes. It's like, I'm so cozy at home. Don't have to live in war.
Yeah, watch a film about genocide.
Yeah.
Schindler's List, Showa, come and see. Our feel-good list for Christmas.
Sallow,
yeah.
That's just the appetizer.
Yeah. The appetizer, yeah.
Dessert is just threads.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's coming soon.
Yeah, but yeah, Mirror, pretty good.
Yeah,
mad confusing.
I'll have to get into it. Tarkovsky, I want to do that. You know, do all them classic directors, you know, Fellini and stuff. We've never touched on.
Haven't touched Fellini.
Never touched on them.
Did we do? Yeah, we haven't done Dreyer.
Bit
did
of
we?
Bergman. We did Dreyer. We did what you call it?
Joan of Arc and
there's another one, Vampire. Vampire he did. That's all. That's all we need to watch from Dreyer, you know.
Yeah, fuck that. Or Dead is apparently very good. That's another one by him. Or Dead.
Or Dead.
Or Day. I might be not saying that.
But like
Bergman, yeah, man. We need to hop into more Bergman.
Bergman, Bresson, Jean-Luc Godard,
Yeah.
all that.
Kurosawa.
Kurosawa, yeah, exactly.
We still with the Europeans though. We don't talk about European films most of the time. We just talk about French films.
Yeah. Yeah, what else would you
The
watch?
odd time you might get a oh my god, fucking Fitzcarraldo. Herzog.
German. West German.
Yeah, we'll get a Herzog in here.
Yeah, where's the East German films? That'd be interesting.
I don't know.
You know? The interesting Germans.
We should talk about Possession. You should watch Possession.
I should watch Possession.
And then we can talk about
That's
it properly.
Polish, is it?
Yes, Zulowski.
Yeah, I have to watch that. Because it's a video nasty.
It's a video nasty, and it's also like just like when you, it's mad. It's just a mad movie.
All right.
And I'd never, because I'm pretty sure I talked about this better briefly.
You did, yeah.
Like briefly, because
it was featured on one of them like a long time ago, like 6 months ago.
But I'd be able to because I remember watching it first and be like, I don't know what's going on. I just feel like the emotions that film was getting out of me was enough to like just fall in love with it. Then the second watch, I kind of understand what's going on now.
All right. Maybe we'll recommend it next week.
Maybe. That's for Halloween episode.
My voice is still gone. Falsettos don't working. But yeah, maybe. I think that'd be a good idea.
You could do that. Could be a shout.
Could be a shout indeed. And we move on to listener questions, will we?
Move on to listener questions.
Sorry, we're going to our news. Sorry, again, running ahead of myself.
News section, yeah. We have the new PTA movie. The new Paul Thomas Anderson film had a new trailer, or its first trailer, I assume, released. Licorice Pizza.
That sounds horrible.
It sounds disgusting. Yeah. It's like based on, the name comes from like a beloved chain of record shops or something in LA or something. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I read about it. I read that that's what it's from. It's something like that anyway.
It looks like a vibe.
It looks like
a
Boogie
vibe
Nights.
piece. It looks like a vibe piece.
It looks like Boogie Nights.
80s. 80s. Is it?
80s, 70s kind of.
Are there real actors in it? Or are they supposed to be the real people? Like Sean Penn, though. Because
I have no idea.
All-star cast there.
All-star cast.
Alana Haim or Haim. How do you pronounce that?
Haim. Yeah, she's like one because he did music videos for Haim.
Ah, did he? And then Cooper Hoffman.
Yes, Philip Seymour Hoffman's son.
He's back.
He's back,
and he's younger.
He's younger than ever.
His legacy is back. Yeah. And Sean Penn, Bradley Cooper, like a load of Tom Waits,
load of PTA heads back again.
Yeah.
No Julianne Moore though from the trailer though. I don't think.
No Mark Wahlberg.
I don't think he's only in one film, wasn't he?
Get him back.
Yeah, but no. Well, there is a Hoffman. Like you have to have a Hoffman.
You have to have a Hoffman in there. Yeah,
he's starring in it.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty good.
Looks mad vibey.
Yeah, what's it even about?
Just a love story. Looks like.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, just like a vibe piece. Yeah, I think that'd be definitely worth a watch. Obviously.
It's gonna be like 3 hours long.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's like you're like 2 hours in, you're like this is going nowhere.
Yeah, this is shit.
It'll start up again. Yeah.
I don't know how long was Phantom Thread. Was like 2 hours. Maybe it'll just be 2 hours.
Yeah, I never saw Phantom Thread. So
could be like 2.5 though. I feel like it's gonna be 2.5.
Yeah, PTA. Didn't he get cancelled?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Probably. I don't know.
Well, who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. So that's not in the news.
Licorice Pizza. That's out soon, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's out this year.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think it might be out next month.
It's all kind of starting up now again, isn't it? You know?
There's loads of films coming out.
Yeah.
Loads of films. Like remember I talked about Raw?
Raw.
Yeah, the cannibal one.
Yeah, the French one.
The director of that is coming out with a film, Titan. Or something, or Titan, I can't remember what it's called. But the concept of that film is wild. Hold on, I actually need to find, like when I described to you, Jesus.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good premise.
It stars Agatha Russo or whatever as a mentally disturbed woman who becomes pregnant after having sex with a car.
My God. After having sex with a car.
It's a body horror thriller film.
Based on cars.
How
does that work?
No idea.
How would you think that would work?
I have no idea, and I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, that is intense.
Yeah, it is. So, and like, fucking, because like Raw gets got under your skin. I can she's making a proper body horror film now.
Yeah. car-based body horror.
Because remember I was saying about like the choking on hair stuff in Raw.
Yeah.
Like that's like such a distinct form of body horror that isn't really body horror, but like it's so visceral that like I feel like we're gonna get that again with Titan or whatever how you pronounce it. And I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
We're here for it.
We are here for it. I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see them all back. Back into the cinema, back into the swing of things. Yeah, I'll definitely go see Licorice Pizza now. And all of them, Halloween's coming out soon now as well.
Yeah, next month. Soon enough.
Yeah.
We don't know when that Texas Chainsaw film's coming out. Still.
Yeah, still no word on that.
No, every week we wait. Every week.
Come on, the Texas Chainsaw stands are waiting for news.
I just want a release date.
Yeah, we just want an item for the news.
Imagine if it was just like released, like they just did announce it. They just let it out to die.
Yeah, but what if it's like the best film of the year or something like that? Imagine that.
Man, if that happens.
If that happens, we'd cream ourselves alive on air.
Oh, Jesus. Like, if that happens, if this film turns out to be good, like, we'll just have to end the podcast. Like, we'll just have to end it.
Yeah, so we can't say anything more.
Yeah.
We can't say anything more. They literally did what we asked them to. But that's not going to happen, thankfully. Parapod's going nowhere.
For the foreseeable future, anyway.
Yeah. But,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, Licorice Pizza. Oh, looks good. PTA. Good to see him back doing his things. Cooper Hoffman. He kind of looks like, I thought it was, he looks like Tony Soprano's son.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
I think maybe it's just a haircut.
They
both look kind of like goofy. I love the fact they have average looking people in the film. I appreciate that,
Yeah, they're normal looking people,
yeah. Except for like Bradley Cooper stuff.
Yeah, we gotta have a hottie somewhere. Yeah, no. What would be your PTA ranking?
My ranking, the Masters first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't remember.
Have you seen Phantom Thread?
I have never seen Phantom Thread. I've never seen Boogie Nights.
Have you seen Magnolia?
No.
Magnolia's decent.
I remember watched one of his what was it? It's not Hard 8.
Yes, Hard 8.
I don't think I did. I watched a short film. The first ever film he did, short film. It was like a Tarantino kind of rip-off. Coffee and Cigarettes, I think it was called.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I watched it a long time ago. Hard 8. You watched Hard 8?
I haven't seen it yet. But I haven't seen Inherent Vice and Hard 8, and I think that's the only PTA films I haven't seen. And like that's just purely by accident. Like I haven't been meaning to go through his entire all of his films, but like I have.
Yeah. I haven't seen a lot of his stuff, but I'd say Inherent Vice probably be after The Master, and then There Will Be Blood. There Will Be Blood is good, but I was too long.
It's mad long.
It's extremely long for me, So I was just like,
yeah,
they're all very long,
They are. Magnolia, but he came out afterwards. Like after Magnolia's like, I would cut that thing down. That thing is way too long.
Well, all his films are 3 hours.
They're all at least 2 hours. I can't remember how long Phantom Thread is.
Yeah, I think Inherent Vice is only 2 hours as well, but like
Inherent Vice is 2 hours and 40. I'm pretty sure 2.5.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
No, that film drags.
Because there's a reason. Because like I do want to watch that because that's based on a Pynchon book. And I liked the book, but
yeah, it's hard to adapt. Very very hard to adapt.
The 2.5 hours is just like that's just a long commitment to give to a film that I don't think I'm gonna like that much.
Yeah, because it's one of his shorter books.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's if you're gonna adapt one of his books, that is the one.
Yeah, because it's very straightforward. Or it's not. Yeah, it's not even straightforward. It's like very conventional.
Yeah, pure 2.5 hours long.
Fuck that. Yeah, no, that film drags. But like it's a mood piece, because obviously it's not about the plot really. It's about like the vibe, the paranoid vibe. So it works in that way, but like it's not something that really like. So you probably just like smoke a joint and then watch it or something like that.
Yeah,
that would probably work.
That's probably the way to do it. To be fair, it is about stoners. Punch Drunk Love, man, that's only 96 minutes. Yeah. So he has made an hour and a half film.
Yeah.
So maybe
that should be an hour and a half.
That should be an hour and a half, hour 40.
Coming of age, 80s vibe. Richard Linklater, he perfected it.
Yeah, Phantom Thread is also over 2 hours.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know.
A lot of output. A lot of output.
Sure, like I'm pretty sure. I actually think that Boogie Nights is his second film.
Is it?
I think it is.
That's 99, isn't it?
It's
and then Magnolia is 2000.
Magnolia is 99,
Is it?
and Boogie Nights is 97. Yeah, that would.
97.
Yeah, Boogie Nights is 97.
My God.
Hard 8 is 96. Yeah.
96.
So he made Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights is his second film.
Yeah, he was like a wonder kid back in the day.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's very impressive.
But
Like,
he grew up in the system.
yeah.
You know?
Well, he was like 27 or something when he made Boogie Nights.
Yeah, I think that was his first film or something, was it? Or was it Boogie Nights?
Boogie Nights is his second film.
Yeah, but he's 27 when he.
He was 27 when he
broke
made
out.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he made Boogie Nights, he was 27.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he's just a system baby.
Yeah, but he's still a king.
He's still a king.
I think.
I don't know. Magnolia as well. Like 3 hours. Over 3 hours.
3 hours?
It's over 3
No,
hours.
come on.
It's an hour and 80. Sorry, it's 189 minutes.
Gonna have to give
But
that a miss.
there's so many characters though. To be fair, like there's so many characters in that film.
Tom Cruise in that.
Tom Cruise, everyone's in it. Like
Yeah.
Julianne Moore's in it. John C. Reilly's in it.
All the lads. All you want to
Like,
see.
All the PTA heads. PTA heads. So that's another thing. Ben Safdie's in.
Yeah. Licorice Pizza.
I was saying black licorice. Like that's not what it's called. Yeah, Licorice Pizza. Ben Safdie's in that, which is
he's
cool.
a king.
He's a king. I wonder if they're gonna come out with a film again soon.
I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure they're making a film right now. But I can't remember what it was. Well, it'll be good anyway, you know. Safties.
I was reading this like essay that I have in my Southland Tales Arrow Blu-ray, and they were comparing the fact that like Richard Kelly, his second, so he made Donnie Darko, which was his first film,
Yeah.
and then his second film was Southland Tales, but in the essay they were comparing that to the fact that PTA, Wes Anderson, and someone else, two other heads that I can't remember who they are, but they made like very kind of generic, kind of like Hard A and Bottle Rocket, I think is Wes Anderson's ones. And then after that they make Rushmore, Wes Anderson, and then Boogie Nights, PTA, which are very distinctly their styles. But the interesting thing about Richard Kelly is that like his first film was the major hit.
Yeah.
Like a cultural.
Yeah, everyone knows Donnie Darko.
Like
Yeah.
everyone, it was a very important film.
It was big. Yeah.
Massive film. And then the year after, then he comes out with Southland Tales.
Bombs.
But like
Destroys his career.
The comparison of the sophomore effort is interesting.
Yeah. I suppose maybe you waited too long, you know, because you wait quite a while. 5 years.
Yeah, 5
very
years.
long.
I don't know.
Yeah, it turns out the Safdies they're not making a film, they're making a TV series with Nathan Fielder. That's the series will explore how an alleged curse disturbs the relationship of a newly married couple as they try to conceive a child while co-starring on their problematic new HG TV show Flipanthropy. That sounds kind of cool, to be honest.
I can't see how that's a TV show though.
I don't know. Yeah, it kind of sounds like a movie. But at the same time, I don't know, maybe you need to flesh it out. But the whole thing is like parodying like shopping channels, I think. Something like that. That's what it said.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which sounds stupid, but it's Nathan Fielder doing it, so like he knows what he's doing.
And it's also
in that field.
It's also the directors of Good Time and Uncut Gems.
Yeah, obviously.
Like it's gonna be stressful.
I think it's a comedy.
It's gonna be stressful.
Yeah.
It's gonna be stressful.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. Are you serious? That's gonna be a comedy.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No way. Safdie's doing a comedy.
I don't know. I feel like it's a PTA kind of thing. Where it's like half joking.
I don't know, cause fucking cause Ari Aster,
upcoming American comedy television series.
What? That makes no. Well, Ari Aster's coming out with a comedy.
Is he?
Yes, he's doing a comedy film.
What's it about?
I've no idea. I just know he's doing a comedy.
I don't know.
Because that's what everyone's saying. Is like he's doing a comedy film. Like, what does that look like?
Yeah. Well, what would that look like? Well, like with this, at least you have Nathan Fielder. He was a comedian. You know, Emma Stone is going to be in it as well. She's the main character.
Yeah, she can be hit or miss though.
Yeah, but at least she's in comedies and stuff. So I don't know.
At least she's funny. Like
interesting. An interesting attempt.
Should we move on to listener questions?
We will.
If you want to ask us a question, give us your opinions, your hot takes, give us feedback, whatever, you can hit us up on Instagram and Twitter at @paro_pod, and you can send us an email, theparopod@gmail.com.
But yeah, Richie is asking, What's the weather in California like today?
Do you want to give us your best David Lynch impersonation and just like reenact the weather today?
Oh, well, I don't know. Fucking hell. Hey. What does he even sound like?
I
Man?
don't even know. Man, I've heard David Lynch talk so many times.
What does he say again? It's blue sky and sunshine all along the way. It's like,
good morning. Today is the 28th of September, Tuesday, 2021. Like I don't know how he pronounces his letters or his numbers, but
yeah. I was thinking about the Beatles earlier today. It's blue sky and sunshine all along the way. Something like that.
At 12 degrees.
Yeah. Sunny California.
Thank you, Dublin. Man, imagine if he just did a fucking, like, the weather reports. Like, actually on air, like on TV.
Man, you should have a podcast.
He won't. Oh, man,
we should get him on.
We should get him on.
We'll give him an email. He pretty responds to his emails. It's like Chomsky or something.
He's just a weirdo.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, man, I really like Twin Peaks, man. Also, Razorhead spoke to me, man. I get it.
Yeah. Shout out to the Paropod in Dublin, Ireland.
Ireland.
Ireland, Owen and Mark contacted me over email today.
That's what he sounds like. And if you can believe it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's great.
That's what he does.
You love to see it.
He's a king.
He is a king. Next question is coming in from Patrick. And Patrick is asking us, what is our favorite film bro films? So films that are deemed, for film bros.
Film bros for guys who are into films. People like us.
Boys that are different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just built different.
Built different. We're not like them though. We're different than them.
Yeah, we're different. We're them, but we started a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we acted on it.
We are what they want to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they wish they could be
and
us.
10 times as pretentious.
Yeah, exactly. That's it's the mask of pretension.
Like they might
saves
be like,
us.
They might be like, have you seen Fight Club? We're like, have you seen Tarkovsky?
Yeah, we're like, Fight Club? Yeah, when I was 12.
Yeah, bro. You ever hear of fucking Zulowski?
Just making up names. Ever hear of Petrovsky?
Let me tell you, bro. Hidden Masterpiece is one of his films. Ones that you wouldn't even know influenced Star Wars, but they do.
Yeah. A lot of them are really good.
A lot of them are the best films ever made.
A lot of them are extremely good. Yeah, they're liked for a reason.
Which is the reason why the film bros like them.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you always get the thing where like most of these films, would be like a critique or whatever. Like Fight Club is the most film bro film of all time.
Yeah.
But it's so blatantly a critique for the reasons that people are like film bros like it.
Yeah. But it's also like, edgy.
It's mad
deliberately edgy, which is what people love. That it's like, it's dark.
Man, I relate to Tyler Durden.
Yeah.
Speaks to me.
That guy Chuck Palahniuk is his name.
Is he a weirdo? Or is that Bret Easton Ellis is a
Bret
weirdo?
Easton Ellis, yeah.
Which American
He's
Psycho?
Still a weirdo,
American Psycho is also a film bro film.
Definitely,
But
yeah.
it's
still a good film, like.
But it's also like, how, like, even more, like, whatever about Tyler Durden, like, Patrick Bateman is a literal serial killer.
Yeah, and people like him.
And you're relating to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand that. Some people are strange, But the fact that people relate to him shows that the film is really good.
Yeah. Film is successful.
It's so ridiculous that people still are like, oh, he's so cool.
I relate to Bateman. Let me tell you.
Man.
Sometimes I wish I'd just cut your fucking head off.
Yeah. Drive, Drive is kind of shot on sometimes. Drive's kind of forgotten these days.
Man, I didn't really like Drive the first time I watched it, but I haven't seen it in a very long time.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's like a sensory overload. But it's good. It's a good film. Really good film. And it's like one of the only films where it's kind of like another way we talked about before, Mishima, where it's like the male gaze, where the subject of the male gaze is like a male. It's like Drive from those films.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, this guy's so hot. He's so cool. It's like,
God, I want to fuck him.
Like you guess the girl and stuff like that, but it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's about this guy's so cool. He's like why doesn't he talk? Like, why is he so weird? But he's just like that because he's like, I'm not even sure why. I haven't seen it in a while either, but I think it's really good film.
Yeah, no, I definitely I need to see that again. my favorite one probably would be American Psycho. Although I do like Fight Club. Fight Club, Fight Club fucks, right?
Ah, yeah. Ever see Big Lebowski?
Yeah, years ago, but I can't remember it.
Yeah, I saw it last week. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
What about The Matrix? Obviously, we talked about that before. Alien. I love Alien.
Alien. Is that a film, bro?
It kind of is.
Is it?
Yeah, kind of is.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm trying to think of other film bro films. Like,
Terminator 2.
T2 is great.
T2.
T2 fucks.
Absolutely.
T2 fucks like no other movie.
Yeah. That's intense.
Oh man, what about who's your favorite? Right, who is your favorite film bro director? So we got Spielberg. I'd say Spielberg is a film bro director. Tarantino, Fincher,
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher
Nolan's my favorite.
And
Fincher's good, but Nolan is like.
Nolan's the most film bro as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's by far. He's so ever see the pictures of him? He's walking around. It was like his collar is popped and stuff. It's like this guy is just like a walking film bro. Like he is a film bro. But I appreciate it.
He 100 because like especially because he has like this nice blend of like kind of cool concepts and also big budget like set pieces in films that you never like you've seen. When you go to a Christopher Nolan film, you're gonna see something that you haven't seen before.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like you're gonna get that
spectacular cinema.
Yes, and so like that's super enjoyable to watch as well.
Yeah.
As well as
event cinema.
Event cinema. Yeah. And there's things sometimes there's things to think about afterwards.
Exactly.
Just lightly think about it.
A few crumbs. That's all I ask.
Yeah. So we'll leave it at that. So. Next week we are talking about Occult. That's our recommended film for episode 59. Be there, be square. Thank you all very much.
See you then,
and
guys.
Good night.
Good night. God bless.